There was once a wise monk who lived in a peaceful monastery high in the mountains. People from distant lands traveled to seek his guidance, for his wisdom carried the weight of deep experience and a heart unburdened by resentment. One day, a troubled young man arrived, his face shadowed by anger and sorrow. He had been betrayed by a close friend and could not bring himself to forgive. His heart was heavy with the weight of his pain. Seeing the suffering in the young man's eyes, the monk handed him a sack filled with stones. "Carry this on your back," the monk said, "and do not put it down until you are ready to forgive." The young man, though confused, obeyed. At first, he bore the weight with resolve. But as days passed, the burden became unbearable. His shoulders ached, his steps slowed, and his mind grew restless. The sack felt heavier with each passing moment, consuming his thoughts, exhausting his spirit. "Monk, why must I carry this sack? It is breaking me." The monk smiled. "That sack is no different from the burden you carry in your heart. Each stone represents your anger, your bitterness, your unwillingness to let go. You can choose to carry it, or you can choose to set it down." The young man stood still, realization dawning upon him. He had been punishing himself far more than the person who had wronged him. He hesitated, then slowly let the sack slip from his shoulders, feeling immediate relief. "Forgiveness," the monk said, "is not a gift to the one who hurt you. It is a gift to yourself." How many of us carry invisible sacks? Not of stones, but of past betrayals, harsh words, wounds from those we trusted. We replay old conversations, reliving the pain as if it just happened. We hold on to resentment, believing it gives us power. But in reality, it is a prison of our own making. The truth is, holding on to resentment does not harm those who hurt us, it only robs us of our peace. Imagine a cup filled with poison. If you clutch it tightly, refusing to let go, the poison remains with you, slowly corroding your spirit. But if you pour it out, you free yourself from its grip. Forgiveness is that act of release, cleansing your soul from the toxicity of anger. "But what if they don't deserve my forgiveness?" you might ask. The monk would say, "Forgiveness is not about them. It is about you." To forgive does not mean to forget. It does not mean excusing or allowing someone to hurt you again. It means choosing peace over pain, freedom over chains. It is an act of inner strength, a decision to move forward, unburdened. Two monks were once traveling together. As they walked, they reached a river where a woman stood, unable to cross. The elder monk lifted her gently and carried her to the other side. Hours later, the younger monk, troubled, finally asked, "Why did you carry her?" "We are not supposed to touch women." The elder monk smiled. "I set her down at the riverbank." "Why are you still carrying her?" This is what many of us do, we carry things far longer than we need to. The past is unchangeable, but the present is ours to shape. Each time we forgive, we lighten our load, allowing ourselves to walk freely, unchained by bitterness. Forgiveness does not mean the pain disappears overnight. Some wounds are deep, and healing takes time, but every step toward forgiveness is a step toward peace. If you struggle to forgive, begin with a simple thought: wish yourself peace. Remind yourself that you deserve to be free from the weight of resentment. Anger is like a burning coal, it only burns the hand that holds it. By releasing it, you allow yourself to heal. Are you still carrying their actions in your heart? Are you holding on to the weight of their mistakes? Perhaps today is the day you set it down. A man once came to the monk, filled with hatred for an enemy who had wronged him. He wanted revenge. The monk gave him a choice: he could spend his days plotting vengeance, or he could walk away and find peace. If you seek revenge, you must dig 2 graves, one for your enemy, and one for yourself, the monk said. Revenge may bring momentary satisfaction, but it never brings lasting peace. The cycle of anger only continues. But when you forgive, you break that cycle. You reclaim your power, not by controlling others, but by freeing yourself. Forgiveness does not mean restoring a broken relationship. It does not mean pretending the pain never happened. It simply means releasing yourself from the suffering. It is not about them. It is about you. So today, ask yourself, What are you still carrying? What anger, what resentment, what pain has weighed you down for too long? Are you ready to let it go? Because when you do, you will realize, the weight you carried was never yours to bear. Forgive. Not because they deserve it, but because you do. Don't forget to like, subscribe and share. From attachment.